No way! It's happened again. I love this league. Oh.
Premier League, Pete.
Right, mate. Is this United highlights? Nah, Pete, this is the A-League. Adelaide versus Macarthur. It's 5-4 and there's still 8 minutes to go. Australian? What you watching that for? What are you on about? It's been a right game. It's 5-4. A lot better than your 1-1 scintillating away draw at Fulham. Hey, that was a decent point. Local game for you as well. Ha ha, very funny. Anyway, standard of A-League looks terrible. It's like League 2 standard. League 2, you reckon? So like Grimsby standard? Oh, off. 6-all! Premier League elitists. They wouldn't dream of watching the A-League. It's beneath them. And as you can see, I get a bit defensive over it.
Don't you dare say that!
Don't get me wrong, it's far from perfect. A lot of obscure rules, caps, and even the format is questionable, but you can't argue that it is super entertaining. And the 25-26 season starts in less than a month's time. So today, I'm here to tell you why, as a football fan, you should be watching. And if you're new to the league, I've put together a guide on who you should support. And I won't be biased, honest. I even asked ChatGPT who it thought would be good crossover clubs for each of the 12 teams, and it came back with some pretty interesting answers. But before I continue, if you could hit the like and subscribe, I would massively appreciate it. I've got a lot of other football videos and a lot more coming up. So here's why you should be watching the fucking A-League. And who doesn't love late drama? Well, you get an insane amount of it in the A-League. Just ask Perth Glory fans. I've never known a team concede as many late goals. 0-0 draws are a rarity, and during the 23-24 season, the A-League produced the most amount of goals per game. Have a look at this comparison. So if you are watching an A-League game, never turn it off early, because your 1-1 draw at 70 minutes might just become 6-all! Realistically, this is true. You can have a disastrous season and then, with the help of the insanely long off-season, undertake a strong rebuild and be competitive again. And vice versa. Take the 23-24 season for example. Your top two, Central Coast Mariners and the Wellington Phoenix. Fast forward 1 year, 10th and 11th respectively. And with the format, even if you have a bad start, you can put a decent run together and still have something to play for. The top 6 go into a playoff to declare who's champions, and that has more prestige than winning the actual league title or Premier's Plate. I'd like to think that might change with the expansion and addition of more teams. But after the unfortunate hibernation of Western United this year due to financial issues, the league is currently at 12 teams, and there is a hope that with time this is extended. There were talks of a Canberra side for a while, but that's all gone a bit quiet. And Tasmania, surely with a population of over 500,000, they should be pushing. And who could deny this year's Cup Kings, Heidelberg United, who are through to the Australia Cup final? It's no secret that the A-League has been struggling financially in recent years. In fact, since COVID, it's probably one of the leagues that has struggled to recover the most. The annual distribution to each club dropped from $2 million to just over $500,000. But where there's struggle, there's also opportunity. And many teams have turned to their academies, which has enabled clubs to develop players and sell them on for profit, narrowing that gap in lost finances. It's also vastly improving Australia and New Zealand's international squads, with much more players moving overseas and developing at clubs with bigger setups and resources. And it seems like there's more Aussie and Kiwi players going abroad than ever before. The A-League is a scout's dream. The ability to pick up quality players at a low price is real. Just ask Portsmouth and QPR fans, whose squads have 6 Aussie players between them. The most notable move recently was Nestor and Kunda, who after his pickup by Bayern Munich has now moved to Watford, and I think he'll tear the championship up this season. As for young Kiwis who are products of the A-League, the most notable moves abroad being for Alex Paulson to Bournemouth and Libby Kakachi now at Wrexham. The amount of times I've been watching an A-League game and an unexpected familiar face has turned up. It's a blend of big world names, EFL stalwarts and small nation heroes. My word, is that Douglas Costa running at Scott Wootton? Of course it is. Joe Lolly nutmegging Juan Mata? You betcha. Sure, the really big names, your Del Pieros, David Villas, Usain Bolts, are probably a thing of the past, but you just never know who's going to pop up next. If I've sold it to you and you're new to the league, who are you going to back? Bit of a glory seeker? Well, you'll probably want a side that's going to be in and around that top 6 this season. In Sydney, you have the most successful club in the league. Melbourne City are never short of quality, being backed by the City Football Group. And in Melbourne Victory, you've got a great club with a pretty special fan base. And you can always guarantee good atmospheres when these three sides play each other. I asked ChatGPT to suggest 4 crossover clubs for each team in the league and to give a short reason for it. The only stipulation I gave it was to suggest 1 Premier League team, 1 EFL team and 2 European teams. And here's what it suggested for Sydney. Melbourne City and Victory. These sides are usually in the mix and have a fair few honours between them. They usually have the capability to be pushing the Sydney and Melbourne sides all the way. They are, however, also capable of crashing out every now and then. Central Coast Mariners had a dream season in 23-24, winning the treble. They then followed that up by finishing 10th. And I have a feeling they may struggle again this season. Western Sydney Wanderers and Adelaide probably should have achieved more than they have in recent seasons with the squads that they've had. Adelaide in particular really impressed me over the last few years, but unfortunately I have nothing to show for it. For the Mariners, ChatGPT thinks if you support these teams, there'll be a great crossover for you. For the Wanderers and Adelaide. Maybe you want a new club to support. Well, you've got 2 options there. Macarthur FC have had 5 seasons in the A-League now, and in that time won 2 Australia Cups. They've been reasonably competitive in the league as well. Auckland are even newer to the league, and in 1 season, they won the Premier's Plate. Auckland's participation means that there's 2 New Zealand-based teams in the league now, and I think the derby's a great thing for the A-League. I can't quite remember the scores, I erased them from my mind. Auckland are owned by Bournemouth chairman Bill Foley. ChatGPT thinks if you support these teams, Macarthur would be a nice fit for you, and these for Auckland. And last but definitely not least is my favourite category. You'll gain true respect for following one of these teams, and here's why. In Perth Glory and Brisbane Roar, you have 2 sleeping giants. Historically successful, but both have struggled massively in recent years. Perth last won the Premier's Plate in the 18-19 season, the sole representative for Western Australia. Along with the New Zealand teams, it's safe to say that they put in a fair bit of mileage every season. Brisbane Roar turned into a force under Ange Postecoglou during 2009 to 2012, and this season they'll just be hoping to be competitive again after a few poor seasons. But again, a great club with some strong history. Newcastle Jets, another team with a solid history. Their last honour came when they won the finals in 2007 to 2008. Since then, they've largely struggled, but their drought could be about to come to an end. The Jets' loyal fan base are soon to be rewarded with an Australian Cup final. And finally, my beloved Wellington Phoenix. Safe to say it's a rollercoaster being a Phoenix fan. Only team not to win anything yet, and we came agonisingly close in the 23-24 season, being just 2 points off the Premier's Plate. Barring last season, the Phoenix have been really competitive since I started following them in the 2019-2020 season. An amazing fan base, and probably one of the strongest academy success stories in the league. I made a separate video on why the Phoenix is such a special club, and I'll link it at the end. For Perth Glory, ChatGPT reckons if you're fans of these clubs, you'll fit right in at HBF Park. For Brisbane Roar, for the Jets, and being a Bradford City fan, I was over the moon with this verdict for the Phoenix. Ultimately, it's a massively entertaining league that represents 2 nations in which football is rapidly rising in popularity and participation. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, I'd massively appreciate it. If you want to know more about the backstory which led me to my love for the A-League, click up here. And again, thanks for watching. See you soon.